Hello everyone, Brett McRae here with your latest farm and ranch news. It's great to be back in Montana after spending last week in Orlando, Florida at the Commodity Classic Trade Show and Convention. I reported on events such as the National Association of Wheat Growers policy meetings and Montana's contribution to the national policy book of that organization. But there were also several other major announcements in Orlando. USDA is investing $29 million more in funding to expand domestic fertilizer production. Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack says that expanding domestic fertilizer production grows local businesses, adds jobs to rural communities, and supports fairer prices for farmers. Vilsack also announced a partnership with ag and wildlife groups supporting soil health principles by utilizing more cover crops. The secretary signed a memorandum of understanding providing $95 million to facilitate the adoption of cover crops on 1 million more acres in 20 states. Vilsack said that the initiative is designed to help farmers develop customer and outcome-based contracts for soybean, corn, wheat, and sugar beet crops. And important news for grain markets, the Black Sea Grain Initiative, which leaders say is important for global food security, is expiring Saturday. Both the UN and Ukraine have expressed their support in wanting to extend that grain deal. Well, thanks for joining us for the first segment here. We'll be back in an hour with your markets.
We asked Montana farmer Walt Sales about the challenges of mental health in agriculture.
Another drought. There always is. There's always going to be another something. I grew up in a generation of you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps. But it's become evident is what do you do if you can't even find those bootstraps? If you need to talk to somebody, go to beyondtheweather.com for free counseling for Montana ag producers.
Hello everyone, Brett McRae back with more ag news and your markets. The Kansas City Federal Reserve says that farm and ranch real estate values increased considerably in 2022, but indicated signs of softening during the last part of the year alongside higher interest rates. Interest rates on farm loans are at decade highs, along with increases in the federal funds rate. However, agricultural credit conditions remained strong in the fourth quarter and continued to be bolstered by broad strength in the farm economy throughout 2022. The outlook for agricultural credit conditions looking ahead to the rest of the year also remain generally positive despite some ongoing concerns. Those include operating costs, interest rates, and weather. Last week, cash cattle bids were steady with previous averages, 165 on the hoof and 265 in the beef, failing to provide support for the market Friday and Monday. At Headwaters Livestock in Three Forks, Thousand Hills Angus Ranch was 26% higher for its annual production sale, averaging $5,111 on 45 yearling bulls. Demand is still a question for the lean hog market. Pork cutout values have been uncertain in their support of prices this year. And amid economic uncertainty, wheat futures managed to end in the green Monday. The second largest bank failure in U.S. history put pressure on corn and beans. Some are questioning the Federal Reserve strategy to control inflation. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Brett McRae.